I just spent the last, I don't know, hour messing with my settings because I feel like my video quality has gone down for some reason. So please let me know below if this looks better than prior videos. Fingers crossed it does. We have a lot to get through in today's video. I blacked out yesterday and just went on a makeup buying spree. So I'm gonna get started with the new Rare Beauty Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation. I picked up the shade 170W and I just shook the heck out of it. You really do want to shake this well before you apply it. And I did go in with my ColourPop Hyaluronic Acid Hydrating Primer. You guys know what I'm talking about. That's one of my favorite primers. I'm gonna grab my IT Cosmetics Heavenly Luxe number 7 brush and I'm gonna start to blend this out. I do want to grab a mirror if I can find it. I swear I put things right in front of me and as soon as I start filming, they like get up and walk away. But I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out. I did try this yesterday and it just didn't sit on my skin all that well. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I'll put my Instagram up so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm obviously gonna show you today as well and I'm gonna show you in natural light, but the formula is really unique. I like that it's called Rare Beauty because I do feel like this is a rare formula. You see how spreadable it is, you see how lightweight it is, and it's very pigmented. It's a medium coverage foundation with a natural finish, and she did an amazing job, I feel like, with the color selection. I think there's something like 42 shades. We're off to a great start. My camera just randomly shut off, but I was in the middle of saying this is legitimately my perfect shade match. And you guys saw I did not go in with a lot, but it just sits on top of my skin instead of really kind of blending into the skin and looking seamless. I want to love this so bad, but I can see it already, especially on the forehead, this area, and on my nose. It just doesn't sit nicely on my skin. And I have very normal skin. I have hydrated skin. I use a retinol every night. I'm not oily, I'm not dry. It's very, very normal, but this just looks drying pretty much immediately on my skin. I was hoping today I might have better luck, like maybe it was just my skin yesterday, but it's not. It still looks the exact same, unfortunately. It's hard to see in the studio lighting, but I will show you in natural light after we finish everything up. I love the mission statement behind the brand. I'm gonna go in with the concealer as well. You don't really need to shake up the concealer like you do the foundation, but I do it anyway. I love everything that the brand is about. I love that she has this packaging for people who have arthritis. I didn't know she had arthritis, but she does. And I love that she thought about that when creating her products, so people don't have to struggle when opening the packaging. I think that's absolutely amazing. I love that she is giving back to mental illness. I think that's amazing. I think we've all had quite a year with mental illness in 2020, but I lost a friend due to mental illness this year, and I really, really love that. I think she wants to give back like 100 million or something like that, a really, really big number, which I think is absolutely amazing. And I want to support the brand, so I'm hoping that I like the blushes and the lips, because the complexion products just don't work for me. Now, yesterday when I went in with the concealer, I used the brush end of my IT Cosmetics and it did not look good. I think the sponge looks a lot better. I watched a couple of YouTube reviews. I'm gonna see if I can add just a little bit there. But as I was saying, I watched a couple YouTube videos before I purchased the foundation and concealer, and they were great. They were great. I don't want to talk about who it was because that's neither here nor there. But then as the day went on and like every beauty YouTuber and their mother reviewed the brand, I think because people were genuinely curious. Like, I didn't know Selena Gomez was into makeup like that, but it is a very natural makeup brand, so it makes sense for her. But I think everyone was really curious about it. And then I saw some people had the same issues as I do. So I'm actually not as not into the concealer as I was yesterday when I used the brush. I think the sponge is definitely better, but It's just not my favorite. These, unfortunately, I couldn't see myself grabbing for again, which is why I'm gonna go ahead and return them. But I'm hoping when I return these and then pick up like the blushes and the lip products that those work better. And I say this in every video, what works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me. So I genuinely support the brand. I just feel like they don't sit well on my skin, which is super frustrating. So real quick, I'm just gonna pop on some liquid bronzer. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Glow in Faux Tan. I'm kind of surprised that she didn't come out with a cream bronzer with the cream blushes, since the whole theme is that, but maybe that's like to come in the future. So I'm gonna pop this on with a little bit of my Milani Cheek Kiss liquid blush, and I'll be right back here. All right, blush, bronzer, highlight, and a little bit of brow filling are done. I didn't end up going in with the Milani cream blush. I ended up going in with the Chloe and Malika palette. This is like one of my all-time favorite palettes for blush, highlight, and bronzer. So I went in with this one right here instead of the cream blush because I feel like as I work on top of this foundation, it looks more patchy as I continue to kind of work the base. So instead of doing that with a cream bronzer and a cream blush, I decided to just go in with the powder. From what I see, her liquid blushes online are very pigmented, whereas the Milani is a little more sheer, and I typically have to like build up and pounce on top of the skin a little bit more, and I just didn't want to mess with the base any longer because I am going to go ahead and wear this for today, even though it doesn't look the best on my skin. So I hope that makes sense. I am going to go in with one of my new brow products. This is the Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt Gel Mascara, and I picked up the shade Soft Brown. Wow, I feel like since I've turned 30, it's gotten harder and harder to be able to see tiny little text, so I don't know what's gonna happen in the next few years. But I saw Nikki DeRoost, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's a professional makeup artist. I think she works with like Rosie Huntington Whiteley a lot. And I like her tips. She gives you a lot of tips on Instagram. I'll leave her Instagram down below if you're interested in following her. So I did fill in just a little bit with my Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I'm gonna go ahead and set with this. Now I did get a brow lamination and brow tint recently. I'm gonna do a video on that when, you know, I'm a couple months into it and I fully formed my thoughts, but it definitely makes my brows stick up. She goes like against the grain with her brows, and I tried that, but with the brow lamination, it looks really messy because the brows are laminated to be sticking up, and when I, you know, force them in a direction that they're not like permed in, it looks weird. But I have been trying this and I do like it. It's very pigmented. It kind of reminds me of the Glossier Boy Brow. So be careful when you go in, you can see the difference. It is giving me a little bit more color compared to this, and it just kind of coats each of the individual brows, which I like. I really like a fluffy boy brow, Patrick Ta kind of look, and this does hold them in place. So I am liking this a lot. I always start right in this area. Wherever my brow is most sparse, that's where I start. Like, you don't want to start here because naturally you don't have as much pigment there as you would towards, you know, like the arch and end of your brow. I think my neighbors are having like a party and it's 10 in the morning. Like, I mean, it is Labor Day weekend, but like, isn't 10 a little bit early, and it's Saturday? Also, I tried this new like edge laying gel stuff, and I feel like it's building up like little white things on my hairline, which isn't cute. So please ignore that if you could see it. I'm definitely a fan of this. I highly, highly recommend picking it up. It's like under $10 from the drugstore, and you can always use your coupons at CVS. Download the CVS app if you haven't. You can get such good deals with that app. I was just telling my friend Julie about it. Download that app. They send you 40% off coupons all the time. So I have like a running list of items from the drugstore that I want. And then when I get those coupons and then go on their app and see they have like manufacturer coupons as well, I'll pick up stuff like that. It works really, really well. Something else I've been loving over the past few weeks are the Thrive Cosmetics Brilliant Eye Brighteners. These are awesome universal products that are just easy. That's all I'm about lately, is easy, especially if I have back-to-back meetings all day and then I have to get on camera for a meeting. These are my go-tos. I've been loving this gold shade called Gia. I really like the Estrella shade for the inner corner, and I haven't used this one yet. This is Muna. M-U-N-A, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, and I think that'll go really, really well with this outfit. But these are super cool. You can use them on your brow bones, your lids, brow bone, your lids, your waterline, and corner of eyes. I love a good universal product. So I'm gonna show you how easy this is and how quickly you can get shadow on your eyes. So I don't have anything like a primer or anything on my eyes, but that's okay. I haven't been even going in with primers lately on the eyes. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my lid. This is a beautiful, beautiful color. I love it. And I love how this is such like a pointy tip that you can kind of create your own shape. Are you guys like me? You just wanna like get it on and go lately? I'm really all about no fuss makeup, and that's all there is to it lately. You can even take your brush, apply a little bit from the pencil, and then blend, and it takes like 2 seconds. I mean, honestly, it really doesn't get much easier than that. So quick, so easy. All you have to do is apply it, blend it out, and you're good to go. I'm gonna take this under the eyes as well. They're so creamy and just easy to apply. Ugh, I love it. I'm gonna apply the same thing to the other eye, which is gonna take me 0.2 seconds, and I'll be right back here. I cannot get over how easy those are to work with and how beautiful they are. I'm gonna take the Estrella shade and pop that right on the inner corner just to bring a little bit of brightness there. And I'm also gonna take that onto the lower waterline. My neighbors are definitely having a party. Do you see how that brightened up the inner corner? That is beautiful. I don't like it so much on the lower waterline, so I'm gonna take the same shade I used on the lids and try that. I don't love it as much on the waterline as I do the lids and the inner corner, so I'm just gonna grab my LA Girl brown liner and pop that on the lower waterline and the upper waterline real quick. I love the eyes. It's so pretty. I do wanna really quickly, because I don't know, I just do. I've been in the mood. Pop this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow and Set to the Sun on the lid a little bit. So this is a little more pinky, so it's gonna add a little bit of pinkness, but I'm not gonna put a ton, just a little bit. All right, next up, I'm gonna go in with my new mascara. This is the LANCOME Monsieur Big Mascara. This was part of the 21 Days of Beauty sale yesterday, so this was only $12.50, and I've had this specific mascara in my cart since I saw Khloe Kardashian talk about it in I don't know, an article a while back, and I've just really, really been wanting to try it, but spending a lot of money on mascara, unless it's my Thrive Cosmetics liquid lash extensions or the Chanel Le Volume de Chanel, I usually don't. I usually am more of like a drugstore girl, but I tried this yesterday and I was happy with it, but it definitely doesn't make my lashes as long as like Thrive Cosmetics. I mean, that's got fibers in it, I think, or no, not fibers, tubes. It's a tubing mascara, so that really lengthens. This doesn't seem to do that as much, but I like to give mascaras like a week to kind of sit out and let the oxygen hit it, because I typically like them a little bit more at that point. I will say it's not a very wet mascara, which I like. I like when a mascara is a little more on the dry side. So that is it for this one, you guys. I will put a clip in natural light on my 4K vlogging camera right now so you can see what the foundation and concealer and the rest of the makeup looks like in natural lights. Again, I really, really wanted the Rare Beauty foundation and concealer to work for me, but unfortunately it sits on my skin in a not so great way, but I am not ruling out the brand. I love everything the brand stands for, so I'm gonna pick up some more products and I'll keep you guys posted on that. I think you have a pretty good idea of my thoughts on the rest of the products, but if you guys have any questions, as always, let me know down below. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the absolute world to me, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.